The Seattle Mariners flew into Canada to face the Toronto Blue Jays tonight, and I guess they forgot to pack their heads with them because they really made some really bad mistakes in this game, just some sloppy baseball. Cal Raleigh in the top of the fourth inning is going to rip a shot here down the line. It is a one-run game with one out. Nobody's on base. He's going to try and stretch it into a double, but Addison Barger out there in right field for the Blue Jays. This dude's got a cannon. He guns him down at second base. And as bad as this was, as much as we would have loved to have seen him standing on second base with a double or hold up at first, I can kind of understand this one because watching Barger out here in right field again, he kind of has a little bit of a subtle bobble right there, like an extra hop. Maybe he didn't have a full handle on the ball. And I think that's what kind of made Cal make the decision to go for it when he was making his turn at first base. And just to do a little bit of a refresher and why this doesn't upset me too much, when you hit a base hit like this, especially down the line, but any base hit, you're taught, hey, make a good aggressive turn at first base, just in case you have a chance to try and take second. You as the base runner in this spot, you're making the read all the way. And you can see right there, Cal never committed to going to second base until that bobble, I think, and certainly thought as he was making this turn that he had a fair shot to get to second base. I don't mind the aggressiveness. I know it wasn't even close to second. He's out by a mile. But what bothers me about that play is it feels like they didn't learn from it. You would think at that point you would realize, hey, this right fielder for the Blue Jays, what's made me not run on him so much? And this play I'm about to show you right here, I think is almost 100% on the third base coach. It is still the same inning, top of the fourth. Now you got two outs. You have the tying run on first base, and you're going to get a for sure double down the line by Luke Raley. It's hard hit. They try to take a chance on this. They end up cutting two here, and I think that is why the third base coach decides to send Randy Arozarena, but he's not even close. He's not even halfway to the plate by the time the ball gets there. Gets into a pickle and he's thrown out. And I had to do some searching to find a good angle. So bear with me if the quality's not the best. I'll get off the screen here, but this comes from Daniel Kramer on Twitter. He was at the game. This is the exact same play. And I want you guys to focus on a couple things on this play. Here's the hit out to right field. Watch the third base coach. The moment he decides to send Randy Arozarena, the ball gets into second base right there. This is when he starts to send him. The ball's already at second base at this point. I think this is a terrible send. I don't know how he thought he had any chance to get to the plate here. And I'll play it in its entirety one more time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think this is a terrible send. It's not even close. I know the quality is not great, but by the time he sent him, the ball was already practically at second base. That it's just terrible. It's bad baseball. But to make matters worse, they decide they're going to test Barger's arm in right field once again. This is in the fifth inning. There's nobody out. Runners on first and second. The runner at second base is probably the slowest guy on the Seattle Mariners. It's Rowdy Tellez, the first baseman. They get a fly ball to right field. It's fairly deep. It's by no means a routine play, but this guy has an absolute cannon. They clock this throw in at 98.8 miles an hour, and Rowdy Tellez is out by a mile. This is not even a competitive play. Here's the other angle right here. This guy has a cannon. This is a beautiful throw. Don't get me wrong, but that's another bad send by the third base coach. Why are we testing this guy's arm? I got to watch this one more time because it is a beautiful play, but let's not run on this guy anymore. If we face the Blue Jays again, let's learn our lesson, especially with the slowest guy on the team on second base. Let's maybe not try to take an extra bag on this guy. I mean, it's just picture perfect. And now let's talk about Randy Arozarena, the Seattle Mariners left fielder. And this is another thing I really want you guys to leave a comment about. And let me know if you think I'm being too picky, if you think I'm being unrealistic. You guys let me know, but here's my opinion. Bottom of the first inning, the go-ahead run is on third base. There's one out, and it's a little flare shot out here to left center. It's to Randy Arozarena. But for some reason, he doesn't come up throwing. They just let him score, and he just kind of lobs it into second base and says, the heck with it. And before I really dive in on this, here it is side by side. This came from the Apple TV broadcast. They show the base runner on third base lined up with the play happening on the right side of the screen right here. It didn't look like to me that he was coming up throwing no matter what. And here's my problem with that. The reason why this bothers me so much, you have a free shot, dude. And this isn't a ball that's hit out to the warning track. This isn't a ball that's hit out way out in foul territory in the corner, or you robbed a home run. But it's like mid-level depth out there in the outfield. And with nobody else on base, with a guaranteed out with the catch, and you know the guy is going home no matter what, why not take a shot and set yourself up and come up throwing and just launch a bomb into the plate? So what if you miss it? There's no one else on base. You're not going to give up extra bases. Why not just come up and make them beat you home? I used to love plays like this when I played. Granted, again, I didn't play professionally, but when I was in the outfield, I loved doing crap like that. If I knew the guy was going home and there was no repercussions if I missed the throw and no one else on base, you bet your ass I couldn't wait to come up and just try to cannon one in there and try to gun him out. Why not, bro? I don't know. You guys let me know if you think I'm out of pocket on that. I just think it looks bad. There's no reason not to take a shot. I know it's probably only like a 5% chance that you get him, but why not just take a shot? And then yet another effort thing from Randy Arozarena out there in left field. This is a double out down the line. And this is something Randy's done all year. I haven't really talked about it yet because I didn't think it mattered that much. And I still don't think it matters that much. I just think it's a bad look. He doesn't look like he has any urgency here. He jogs to this ball. He doesn't try to get in position to try to get this in quickly. They just cut 3. They let him have the double. At bare minimum, it's just not a good look. Doesn't looking like you have maximum effort on plays matter a little bit sometimes? And I understand, you know, especially with MLB outfields in some of these fences and some of these ballparks, you don't want to overrun the ball. You want to make sure you collect yourself and make a good throw to your cutoff man or to the base. You don't want to rush it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying maybe just look like you have a little bit more urgency. That's all I'm saying. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about in this game, this was the Mariners' real last chance to try to tie this game up. They're down 1-3. It's the top of the 8th inning. You got 1 out. Julio Rodriguez gets on base with a hit by pitch. But that brings up your best hitter on the team right now, Jorge Polanco, right behind him. And then after that, you also have Cal Raleigh, who's been probably the hottest hitter on the team and very capable of hitting a bomb and tying this game up with one swing. Really, either of those guys could. So with the tying run at the plate, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. But Julio Rodriguez, either him or a coach, they decide to go for the steal, take away the double play, but he gets thrown out at second base. They call him safe initially, but they reviewed it. He's out. And because of that, now you got 2 outs and one swing no longer ties up the game with your best hitters on the team at the dish. And again, it's just my opinion. It's just a game plan thing. I understand the other perspective where it's like, hey, let's take this double play away. Julio Rodriguez is probably the fastest or one of the fastest guys on the team. He can definitely steal bags. He looks like he gets a good jump here too. I understand you want to take that double play away, but on the same side of that coin, if you have your best guys at the dish, I kind of like just making sure you have a base runner just in case they run into one. Either one of those guys on any given pitch can just launch one and tie this game up. So I wasn't a big fan of going for a steal here. I just didn't think it was a well-rounded game on the base paths, on defense, and then obviously the coaching decisions and sending guys when they shouldn't have been sent. Not understanding that the right fielder has an absolute cannon and we probably shouldn't run on him anymore. And if you watch to this point, please subscribe. I want to actually really thank you guys. I hit 3,598 subscribers. I'm 2 subscribers away from 3,600. You guys have been absolutely crushing it. This is a ton of fun. For better or worse, I'm going to be here all year. So subscribe and hopefully it's going to be for the better. And I'll see you guys after tomorrow's game.